back on a new adventure, this time to Sri Lanka, to Colombo, Sri Lanka. So this video would be the start of a short series on my trip to Sri Lanka, and today we will be reviewing Sri Lankan Airlines from Kuala Lumpur to Colombo. But luckily this is not a check-in queue on my flight. This is for the US Bangla Airlines to Dhaka, Bangladesh, and the queue is horribly long. I just arrived on a domestic flight from JB, Johor Bahru. I was just there for a few days to visit family, and now we are on the next leg of our holiday. So we just checked in, it was very smooth. I tried checking online, but I couldn't check in online. They couldn't display the boarding passes, so we see the check-in via the normal counter. But luckily everything was done very fast. And also for most countries, you do not need a visa to enter Sri Lanka. For Singaporeans like me, you just need an ETA and an electronic travel kind of authorization that lets you enter the country. Same goes for places like Korea, if I'm not wrong. It's pretty fast, you do it online, you submit it and it's approved almost immediately, especially if you're going on tourism. We'll walk around, then get some lunch, and then I will introduce more of the flight to you. Alright, so we made it through the immigration. Now we are at Gate C. So Gate C is in Terminal 1 of KLIA, but it's separate, so you take that tram that I showed you earlier on. This looks a bit like Jewel in Singapore, where you have like a rainforest in the airport, except that it is not air conditioned. When you walk through the Gate C, I'll walk through there and show you a little bit of the area. So in Gate C, I guess there are a lot more shops over here. As you can see, it's the international terminal. A lot of flights going to many places, with ours going to Sri Lanka. So about the ETA, this is how it will look like. So they'll send you an email once it is confirmed. So right now it's about 1:23 and our flight actually departs at 3. So this is the main area that you arrive after taking the tram. I'm trying to find a way to enter this. I guess this is the entrance. And so I guess it's interesting to have a rainforest in the middle of an airport. I mean, just that this one is not air conditioned. Other than that, it's nice to walk through one. There are a lot of birds and animals over here, as you can see. Oh no, there's a fake one. Just talking about Sri Lankan Air, I think recently I watched a few videos on them just to kind of see what I can expect. From what I heard, okay, so we're flying on Airbus A320neo, and from what I see, there's actually an IFE on the A320neo along with some food. And bear in mind, this is only a 3-hour flight. I'm trying to show you some information of the aircraft, but the Wi-Fi here at KLIA, ever since my trips here last year previously, the Wi-Fi issue has always been an issue over here. But yeah, let's talk about it then. So it's a pretty old A320neo. They used to operate the A321neo on this route, but now they changed it, I guess, for the capacity, based on the capacity. And for such a short flight, they actually have food and an IFE. Let's see whether that's true or not. I will talk about how nice the food is and the service. I'm sure the service is going to be impeccable. I want to see how the service bridges everything together, the IFE and the overall experience and comfort on board the aircraft. Right, and people have asked me why Sri Lanka in the first place. Like I said, it feels like people have said that it's becoming a lot like Bali and Phuket. So we're going to see how it's like right now. And there's a lot of Chinese investment as well that's really changing the area. So we're going to see what the tourism scene is like and how it's like to explore Sri Lanka from the perspective of a tourist. And also I have some Sri Lankan ancestry as well, and it'll be my first time stepping foot into the Indian subcontinent. Right before this, I was actually in China, the other half of myself, going around Beijing and exploring. You can also see those videos on my channel as well, where I review other airlines. So now we'll be heading to board the aircraft very soon, and I shall see you then. At gate C12, we've reached the places where most of the international flights are departing from what I can see. So the security is done at the gate similar to that of Changi Airport. I guess they've changed the layout for this terminal as opposed to the other terminals, where there's centralized security screening, and then you can bring any drink with you onto the flight. So our flight is right here, C12, and I'll see you after the security. Hello. Thank you. Alright, and we're in cleared security. This is our beautiful A320neo, as you can see over here. Waiting the board, very on time. Now it is about 2:20. It's boarding supposed to have started, but hasn't begun. The aircraft has arrived, and yeah, we'll be heading in very shortly. Okay.
Ayubovan.
extra legroom over here. Alright, it's in the exit row, but it's a good view. Alright, I've seated very nicely in seat 11F in the emergency exit row. As you can see over here, it's a pretty spacious seat obviously because it's the emergency exit row. A lot of leg room over here, and for obvious reasons, but also on the A320 Neo, very nice, and you have a nice huge screen. I'm quite impressed with the screen as well. And the window's a bit dirty, but it's a pretty good view as well of the wing and the engine right here of this A320 Neo. Definitely a very warm welcome by the crew here, and really a lot of languages. You have Tamil, Sinhalese, English, Japanese, and even Mandarin over here. So first impressions is a very spacious seat, and it's very comfortable. As you can see, we have an adjustable neck rest over here, and yeah, it's pretty comfortable for an A320, and I'm honestly quite impressed with this aircraft. So I shall walk you through. Let's look at the entertainment selection, and yeah, the screen is quite responsive. So I guess this is a pretty new aircraft, and yeah, it's a very good experience. Only complaint, which may not really be a complaint, is just that you have the in-flight entertainment system over here that is blocking my legroom. But nonetheless, I'm about 1.77 or 1.75. I can stretch my neck all the way in front, and there are no issues for me over here. So definitely a really comfortable seat for a small aircraft. Also, about the footrest over here, and something about this seat that's a little bit wonky, but I guess other than that, it seems really fine. Let me just quickly show you the onboard menu. So you have a lot of free flow alcoholic beverages, a lot of different foods here, curries, vegetarian options. Very interactive screen. I'm quite impressed with it, honestly.
I'd like to welcome you on board UL 315 Airbus A320 service from Colombo International Airport to Colombo Bandar International Airport.
So this is our aircraft today. It's a 9-year-old A320 Neo from March 2017.
Thank you.
We're finally pushing back, but anyway, yeah, this is the aircraft. It's like a heavily used aircraft. Very nice safety video. I know there's a lot of reflection, but I'm just going to show you roughly what you can see. It's very creative for all the specific sites in Sri Lanka. This is Galle, where I'll be staying in the later part of the trip. On board the flight, which you can only connect to once we have reached our cruising altitude, which I guess not yet, so it's not available yet, but we will be able to connect it later on. I'll see if I want to purchase the packages, but just let you know there is Wi-Fi on board, and it appears to be okay. I'll take a look at the pricing and see whether it's reasonable or not. Over there, because it's an exit row, the tables are not over here, but the tables are actually at the side over here. So that's the thing about exit row. So right now they're about to start their meal service, so just waiting for the food to come here. You can have a nice little meal. We're about 2.5 hours away from Colombo, so about half an hour plus into the flight. Just waiting for the food to come in. But it does smell good. I'm just trying a whiskey and coke, as recommended by someone I saw also flew on this flight. And what the guy said was that it tasted like 90% whiskey and 10% coke, and that's exactly what it tastes like right now. She asked me that whether I wanted extra coke. I said give it a try, and then it is really strong, but I'm not complaining, man. Alright, so I actually got this option over here, the first option over here, and this is what it looks like. It's a bit like a chicken curry, like a dry curry with some carrot and pasta salad. I don't know why it's called pasta salad, and they say this is apparently queen of pudding. I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna try it. It looks interesting, and smells interesting as well. quite sweet. It sounds quite sweet. And then she put the water into this like basin over here. I'm not sure if it's for drinking or like, I'm pretty sure it's for drinking lah. Yeah, but it's an interesting touch, you know, to put the water in here. Maybe it's to wash your fingers or what, I'm not sure. Right. Alright, that was genuinely a very nice lunch. It was quite a pretty good meal. But they took quite a while to clear it, like about an hour to clear it. So anyway, we are about 1 hour away from landing, reaching soon. So far it's been a smooth flight. No, nothing too concerning. It's been quite pleasant.
Please return to your seat. Adjust your seat back to the upright
Well, we're
position.
already reaching in about supposedly 20 minutes. We're around the middle of Sri Lanka. The airport's around Lankan. So we're reaching really soon. Really excited. I shall end the video with a voiceover about the landing. So enjoy the landing, and I shall see you in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. So now we're coming to land very soon at Colombo airport. So far the flight was a really pleasant flight. I genuinely had a good time on the flight. I didn't expect this A320 to even have an in-flight entertainment system. If you watched my video on Air China from Beijing to Singapore, the A330 I flew on, maybe because it was dated, didn't even have any IFE on board. So I was definitely really surprised with Sri Lankan Air on this short. As for the price point and the timing, it was definitely worth it to book it, as I departed KL around 3 PM and arrived in Sri Lanka before 4 PM. And before I knew it, I actually cleared immigration and I was on my way to my hotel before 4:30, so it was a pretty good timing as well. The seat wise, even though I was sitting in the emergency exit row with a wider legroom, the other seats, the legroom wasn't as wide, but it was still really comfortable, and all the seats are after all going to be the same. So it looked like a really comfortable aircraft as a whole, and really felt that way as well. As a whole, I would say the hospitality and the food was really good. The hospitality, I did hope that the cabin crew would have been a bit more attentive, especially with drinks and water after the meal service. And another area of improvement would probably be the cleanliness of the aircraft. Some areas were a little dirty and some parts of the seat weren't fastened properly. Well, nonetheless, I would definitely fly Sri Lankan Air again, because honestly it was quite a pleasant flight experience and you really get what you paid for. Or in fact, I would argue that you actually get a bit more than what you pay for, as the food was really good and you have a whole entire in-flight entertainment system with you on board the entire flight. I was really surprised and didn't know that this A320 would even have an IFE, as I mentioned many times throughout the video. Alright, with that, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I've done many similar flight reviews for other airlines, so you can definitely check them out on my channel. And before you go, I just want to show you the landing. Yeah, and that was a crazy hard landing. It's like just one solid boom and we're on the ground. Yeah, anyway, so do stay tuned for the next 2 videos of the series, as I can assure you it will be quite interesting, especially more so if you have not heard much about Sri Lanka. And as for me, it was a really eye-opening experience to visit this country, which will be my 17th country. So do stay tuned for more, and I shall see you in the next one.